Hello. You might think that the stream is not currently on, but actually it is. So, hello there. Let's switch over to the ready screen, which I usually start on, but today I wanted to start this way. So, hello, sorry for the delay. I had to start things, then turn shadows off, and to do that I had to close things, then restart things, then actually start them, and then start the stream, and then, well, here we are. So, hello VGR, hello Kangavango, and hello Albastru, welcome. Lots of bots. Yeah, I'm not sure. I should, because the thing is, some of them might be, some of them might not. I might ban some of them, but I don't know. Maybe next time, who knows. Probably all rushed in after hearing about my presence, probably. Maybe, but I did see them about 40 minutes back as well. They probably only woke up now, though, after hearing it on the news. Let me turn my shadows off. Yes? Shh, don't ruin my egotistical facade. My lips are sealed like your wallet, Your Majesty. I don't know. Yes, hello. There he is, new title, Mountain Build, MVR. Indeed. So, hold on, there we go. It wasn't quite in the corner. So let's switch over. Here we are. Nope, that is the wrong thing. I need to, one moment. Need to quickly switch this over to the small one. There we are. Nope, that's already there. One moment. There we go. You saw that I was previously listening to the Star Trek II Wrath of Khan soundtrack, because that is a great soundtrack, and if you haven't listened to it, you should. Probably after watching the film, but if you're not going to watch the film, you might as well listen to it before, and that might convince you to then go and watch the film, which would be great. So, if they're hosting some other channel with 1k plus views, they are more than likely bots. I had a bunch of bots in my chat a while back. They didn't go after a week, so I banned them all. Yeah. I'm gonna have a look at that at some point as well, as it looks like I will have to actually do that. So we're almost finished with the whole painting. One moment. Let me just look at my activity monitor, because this is more laggy than usual. Hold on. Activity monitor is kind of like Max Task Manager. Let's see, CPU. Windows server is taking up 44%. That's surprising. Other than that, nope, there's nothing odd there. Nope, that's all good. Maybe I need to restart at some point. So, we're still working up here. Almost finished the mountains like that. Why is it this stuttery? I have not changed anything. Alright, hopefully the bot part of your fandom won't take that too harshly. Aww. My man, PowerPoint's sideshow. Where? PowerPoint sideshow is a metaphor for playing games like that. Yeah, but the thing is, I don't know why it would be lagging in the first place. I haven't changed anything, and the settings are set to what they were before. I think Civ 6 also lagged a bit. I might need to restart my computer at some point. Also need to reduce the brush size. Would it help if I turn the render distance down even more? Maybe to like 2 kilometers? That looks like it's helped a little bit. Okay, so after I finished painting this little bit of the mountain with rocks, then we'll get to making some forests appear on these slopes. And yes, I can already tell it's going to take quite a bit of time to then delete all the trees of all the rocky bits. Well, I don't have to do anything back there because I'm going to probably change the geometry of that anyway when I expand the map that way. Right, gotcha. Anyway, how is everyone today? Interesting question. And I hope to get an even more interesting answer. Anyway, currently listed closely to UVB76's broadcast frequency as the buzzer is no longer on air. Currently listening closely to. Alright. I'm not exactly sure what that means. See, what happened to that? I don't know what that means, sorry. Unless you've told me and I've just forgotten. I mean, that could always be a possibility. How are you doing today? Me? Good, I had a nice talk, which was very nice. And think, well, just a nice talk. Well, yes, a nice talk with someone that I don't usually talk that much to, just for non-related reasons, which was nice. So, let's get the forest out. Basically, the station signal was hijacked on the 22nd of January by a guy going by the name of DJ Aboba. Okay. So, right. Alright, yes, thank you for reminding me. Oops. Anyways, that from the thing you posted in Discord with the people who had hacked into the play those songs. Oh, right, yes, that's right, yes, that's where I know it from. Here it is. Anyway, that's so nice. It was. It really was. And yes, I'm very aware that I probably want to use the high density forest around the tracks, but I think what I'm going to do is just replace that high density over the low density, since I'm using quite a big selection to paste. They merely played memes and also them using the spectrogram. Drew. Oh, right. And that's why they closed the buzzer? Why they closed the buzzer? Well, the legality of it seems a little bit dubious to me, but I don't know. Okay. Also, Kanga, I'm really happy with how your ETS2 live stream went with the mini games. That crossing bit, that was so tense. And you almost got away with it. Like, if you had managed to not get caught for like, what was it, like 20 more seconds or something like that, then you would have won. Today approximately 4:55 FM, Kiev, Bucharest, Cairo time. Bucharest signal for the third time. Thank you very much. Yeah, it was so tense. It was. And that was the past tense. He announced his presence by writing his name in the spectrogram. Oh. Will you be doing it again? Well, I haven't done it yet. However, I hope to also do some of those mini games as well, because it looks like it's so much fun. The only thing is that at the moment we're kind of in the middle of a new Civ game, which will probably last like 1 or 2 more streams, which means that even after that it's going to be a while until I would have the chance to do that. Just the hazard lights. All the players around me distracted me, so I didn't think about switching them on. Aww. I enjoyed it a lot. Me too. And that's how they got me. Aww. Okay, now here I have to be a little bit careful not to accidentally delete the traffic stopper by pasting over it, but that should be fine. Also, I should save. At this point, he proceeded to broadcast a couple of memes before broadcasting Ukraine's national anthem and anti-war songs, Ukraine's coat of arms 3 times. I see. So it's not just for fun that he's doing it, he's doing it for, well, he or she is doing it for political purposes as well. Interesting. It's pretty much confirmed him as being Ukrainian. Probably. Cough. Are they? Yes, cough, indeed. Okay, how do you like the amount of trees I'm placing down per second? I think I've got it up to like 5,000 per second. No, not quite. I passed through. Ah, good here. Yeah, I'll do another one this Sunday, although I'm not gonna... It's not gonna be the same game, rather a game where the one player is supposed to deliver one load from point A to point B following traffic laws, while the others don't and chase after the player. The rules are more in depth, but basically the one running away wins when they've delivered the load, and the others win if they've managed to overtake the player before they get there. Are you allowed to block the entrance to wherever they need to deliver the load, if the other players are aware of where that one player needs to deliver the load? So in that case, one of the players could just rush ahead, block it, while the others then try to overtake. Or it, yes. Right. No, not the clone. Sounds exciting, can't wait. He let us know that he was having issues with his main antenna and that he may not be able to broadcast for some time. At that point, he was using his backup one, the one he uses to counter jam. Ooh. But if he was using that one to broadcast, does that mean that he was no longer able to counter jam for that period of time? Glad to hear, and neither can I, Abastro. I plan on conducting an off-stream test game on Friday, before going for the real deal on Sunday. Oh no. Now I need a thing, and by a thing I mean a bit of forest. But not just any bit of forest, this very special bit of forest, because this very special bit of forest is the original dense forest square, which means that this has the exact composition that I want, and it has not been, parts of it haven't been lost through copying and pasting it over each other. Cheres, I would have to ask Slovak for that. XD, I don't think there are rules for that. Good message. 10 out of 10. Would read again. Slovak, I would have to ask Slovak for that. XD, I don't think there are rules for that. Again, 10 out of 10 message. Would read again. But I won't. However, he came through again at around 7:30 Bucharest time to play some hard bass before being knocked off air by malicious pirates this time. The original forest featuring the first discovered trees. Yes, the first trees from the Carboniferous. Even though I'm not sure if they were really trees back then or just really big ferns. Well, in the Carboniferous, I think they were. I don't know. Is that a bee or a butterfly with tiny wings? Or I meant. It's an NB. Oh, it's an NB because you can be envious of it. Now careful around the traffic stopper. Just like that. And I don't want to put the high density forest all the way along here. I will put a tiny little bit more around this way. But not much more because of performance reasons. So I will a little bit along this way, which does mean that I'll have to delete more objects along here, but that's fine. NB because non-binary. As of now, there is no activity on UVB-75 brackets 4625 kilohertz. No buzzing, no nothing. Ooh. I don't really know, sorry. Yep, alright. UVB-76. I see. Well, it's going to be interesting to see what develops there, I guess. Yeah, but I think I should really restart my computer at some point because on Monday, Civ 6 was also significantly more laggy than usual. So, yes, basically, nobody's. Okay, now everybody get your erasers out because it's time to erase a whole bunch of trees. Robin's cheat program. But the thing is, the extra lag only technically gave me more time to think about what I was doing. And if Robin was using... Oh, Robin must have been using a cheat program, but then when you caught him, he must have given me all of the... You know, there was that time when my faith per turn just jumped up in the middle of a turn, and that must have been him using his cheat program to give me faith, so that we wouldn't think that he was using a cheat program because it meant that he would lose the game. So he sacrificed winning the game in order to obtain more credibility as to him not using a cheat program. Interesting. That's probably what happened. Monday, lol. Preps starting erasing. Update. He just said off the official SWL Discord that he's almost done with his repairs. We should be hearing from him again. SWL is the name of the channel that used to broadcast the live feed. Hello, Anthony Saracen 2. Hi, S of the H of the A of the R of the A of the D of the I of the S of the E. Charadis. I don't know what that means. Hello, Anthony Saracen 2. Welcome. Look, I placed all of these trees just a moment ago. All of these trees. Now, I placed a few too many trees, and so now I've got to delete the ones that are, for example, on the tracks. Hello, sacrificed him winning the game in order to maintain his no cheating dignity, you mean? Well, not necessarily dignity, but... Nah, you know what I mean. How? Should I? Yeah. Don't know what that means. Copy and paste. Damn. Yep. Copy and paste, indeed. I'm so happy that I know about the copy and paste tool in Trainz. If I didn't, I probably wouldn't have made as many routes as I did in it. Seriously, this Aboba guy needs to be put with the modern history's biggest and bravest trolls. Maybe? I don't know. Damn, copy and paste probably saves a lot of time. Yeah, it does. It really, really does. Otherwise, we'd still be building the coach yard. Not quite. We're a bit more southwest from there. Yeah, I mean, he probably rickrolled and trolled 3/4 of the Russian army. I see. Yep. Well, takes some fools to do that. I think you're right. On a metaphorical level. Okay, now I've got to be careful not to delete the traffic stopper by accident. Not the traffic stopper by the accident, but the traffic stopper by accident. So does the MVR just do freight or passenger or both? Mostly freight, bit of passenger as well. Because, let me just show you a few of the passenger stations that we have after it's saved. So, I have a small passenger station in Northusia. Apologies for the lag, it seems to be worse today than usual. I need to restart my computer at some point. So there, we've got a small passenger station here. But then, going down this way, we have one here, which is Knago Halt, as you can see. And then we have a passenger station over here by Telehay. Once it loads in, there we go. Bit of a bigger one, but it is in the city. Then we're going to have probably another 2 going off this way. But we also have one over here at Clayton Heights, as you can see. And there's one more at New Washington up here. So that is here. Now I do plan, as I said, I do plan on having one more station over here where the city is, and then a terminal, or terminus, I mean. And then up here, I'm going to have, well, one of the lines is going to continue back this way, and I'm going to have a station in the town over here. I'm going to have a station in the town probably up here, going to have a station there and there, so that there are going to be passenger trains. Like, for example, I might have a passenger train that goes from up here up to there, and then over here, and just shuffles all these people over to Northusia, and then probably a passenger train, which maybe comes from over here, and then collects them here and goes all the way down to the terminus in the city. But I don't know about that yet. Largely depends on whether I do actually reverse this bridge up here or not. The philosophy on it is probably, as long as we remain anonymous, we won't get caught and everything will be fine. I know nothing to say. Mostly fate? Well, unlike his partner, he is anonymous. But if his partner isn't, and his partner knows who he is, then that's, well, that sounds to me like a pretty easy way of finding out who he is. That's spelled as Northusia, right? I think so, yes. Alright. Hey, Knaggerhold. Thanks. Cheers for that, Swear Gaming. Fango, Kango. Tell hi, if how I imagined it. Isn't cool. Thank you. Knago? I'm amazed by this too. As alongside some bools of titanium, doing this also requires the right equipment. Maybe he re-engineered the Duga. I swapped the first letter of Kango and Fango. That's what you did. Sneaky, sneaky. Which, when's the last time Mr. W has been on stream? 1974. Yep. Totally. It has been a long, long time. Thing is, Mr. W has become a lot more busier in the last bit of time. I won't disclose why, because he might not appreciate that, but yeah, it's totally understandable. Although, if he ever wants to come back into voice chat or into chat or whatever, then he is more than welcome to do so. Totally no. I think one of the early Star Trek Pathos streams, and there's certain too. That's technically true, yes. But there he was in voice chat, not necessarily Twitch chat. Time flies when you're having fun. Yep. What's that? 48 years? Yes. Right? Yeah. 48 years since 1974, because 1972 would have been 50 years. So there you go. And I'm deliberately deleting trees a bit further down there because I want the player to be able to turn the camera this way and then have a good view of the valley. So I'm probably even going to delete a few more on that side. All right. Yes. No. Yoo-hoo, W, Mr. W, are you here? Echoing. Are you here? Are you here? Are you here? Ah, guess not. Close lid. Close his lid? Were you checking in a burial urn or something? Stream's kind of buffering a bit, slight bit. Yeah, it is a little bit laggy, but the upload speed on my end is fine. I've got OBS at the bottom. See, I can put it up here and you can see my upload speed is completely in the green. If it's buffering, then that's on your end. VC, Trainz? Yes, Trainz. What do you mean? I rely all my calculator to count to 10, so don't ask me. Wait, what? I rely all my calculator to count to 10. Oh, you mean I rely on my calculator probably to count to 10. That's me. And 38 years since, gasp, 1984. Probably, since that is 10-year difference. And yet it somehow feels closer than that. Strange. Anyway, Trainz, burial urn? Where the damn did that come from? Well, you said you check for Mr. W and then you close a lid. It came from you, indirectly. He was using a shortwave suppressed sideband radio and SSTV encoder and transmitted an image to analog converter. Okay, Discord VC Trainz. At the moment, no, because I really want to focus on this. And reading chat, I really don't want chat to build up this time around. So, because I want to get a lot of done as well, so I've got to kind of keep up with that. And I know someone in VC might help with reading chat, because that's what Mr. W did quite a lot of the time. But I like to give it my personal attention as well. So unless I'm really having to concentrate, I can't do it myself, I would like to do it myself, and having someone in VC would be a little bit more distracting, because then I couldn't read chat while talking to them. So this time, no, but in general, yeah, sure, we can do VC sometime. Again, that would be nice. And also a big enough antenna or antennae. Can I speak? Aw, did you lose your voice? Or your microphone? Well, no, I checked in the well, not the urn. Since when does the well have a lid? That's where I'll check next. Puts away bricklayer tools. Yes, I did a few times as well. Check in the well or the urn? Yeah, VC, I know, and that was great. And we can do that again sometime, just this time round, I really want to get progress done quick, which means I have to read chat and not let it build up, so... Oh no, read in chat. Yes, you have. But I like to give it my personal touch. And by touch, I mean speech. No building today, guys. No building today, guys? Are you going to flood chat with messages that are all so interesting that I have to read them all individually? And not just grouped together? Incidentally, if you want to hear more of my clicking, or if you really want to hear my clicking, there we go. But now I'll move it back up here. Hello, welcome back. Basically, he was using a reverse engineered vintage radio circuit and a big enough antenna to broadcast on frequency. Don't even see might also get Might not be ideal during Star Trek Pathos streams, but maybe on Saturday. Yes, well, during Star Trek Pathos, maybe Saturday. That could be fun, because on Saturday I'm probably going to be a bit tired anyway, so having someone in VC might be a bit better. But yeah, Star Trek Pathos would not be ideal. Unless you were a player, of course. But that is not the case at the moment. No, reading chat. As you need an SSB or SRB radio to be able to tune in. Yeah, that's true. I am in VC anyway, if anyone wants to join. Okay, that's good to know. Today's well, the well had a lid with a hole in the middle where the cable rope goes down. Well, that doesn't make any sense because you have to fit the bucket through as well. Brighton has the world's deepest well. Wink. Up in Woodingdean. Is that a true fact or is that a non-true fact? Shadows, I am knocking on your door. Can you let me in? One moment. I know you need to go to pause. One moment. Okay, welcome in. Deepest hand dug. Oh, right. Nice, but since Shadows ain't in there and won't be on stream. Also, I unfortunately can't. Or just take your radio and change it to AM frequency range, but you get a lot of noise. True. In England? Shadows, true, it doesn't. I might have accidentally confused the well with a jumbo-sized jar of invisible cookies. Which is up in Eastern Brighton. You know, we do not talk much on these streams, so what have you been up to? Asking VGR. Also, please only say stuff that's actually legal and appropriate for the stream. Thank you very much. Right. This doesn't do welcome to the House of Paradise. Hey, you can't welcome him in my house. Only I can welcome him in my house, and I have. Thank you, thank you. Sure it is. Want an invisible cookie? Sure. What are the ingredients? Yeah, see, this sort of thing would be a lot easier to do in Trainz Simulator, because in the Trainz Simulator, Dr. Games Trainz Simulator map editor, you have things that are like, they're called asset blocks, which are basically a polygon, well, or a square, that you can create, and it automatically places a list of objects in there with a certain density that you can select yourself, and then you can update the shape and size of the asset block manually by just dragging around the points of the polygon, and it'll automatically delete or place more objects to fit that shape. So I could have just made one polygon on the right, one on the left, and one on the other side of the valley, and that would have been that. I probably would have done 2 more for the denser forest, or I might have placed a few trees manually. But in Trainz we don't have that, and that's a feature that I think would be great in Trainz. Examples of legal and appropriate include Just Dance Party, like next week's stream. Oh, you're gonna stream that next week? Oh, that's interesting. Might have to watch that. Disassembling my grand puzzle radio as it has the necessary circuitry and frequency ranges I need to listen in on UVB 76 myself. Wait, what? Surprise stream takeover by a bust through? What is this? I'm just being dumb, but here you go. It has got in this potion some dough and chocolate chips. Dough and chocolate chips. Okay. In that case, I accept it. I accept it wholeheartedly. Thank you. On behalf of Paradise and the other partners, I accept. The main B part? Oh, right. It's fine. And the power supply for the radio is broken. No. And I mean his old TV top radio, not his portable. Oh, right. I see what you mean. It may be in the surveyor update for 2022. Maybe. There have been a lot of new things in there, and I've not played with the demo or beta or whatever. So it could very easily be. Also, I have heard from someone who has played with it that they've got a bigger brush. Now, that means that I will definitely have to buy it when I can, but it was long overdue. Right. Shadows, how do you like Train Simulator's auto buffers? I think that they are useful most of the time, but they also restrict creativity, which is actually a lot. That actually applies to a lot of Train Simulator's world and scenario builder. Because the scenario builder, a lot of the stuff in there is useful most of the time, but also restricts creativity. For example, that you can't couple up to, well, that you can't tell a train to pass a red signal, or that you can't trigger trains by using triggers. You've got it very simple on a timetable, because having it on a timetable like that, saying, okay, this train departs at this time here, and then tries to go here, and at this time departs there, that's great, because that makes making sessions in Train Simulator, at least on a basic level, very easy. Much easier than Trains, because in Trains you've got to do a lot more work than that. But by the same, but the thing is, that comes at the cost of not having triggers. So you can't say, okay, this train should go if the player has reached this point, which means that it's much harder to do complicated meets or complicated timing, because you're reliant on the player arriving at certain points at a certain time, which they might not, and you can't account for that. So I would say it's the same with the automatically placed buffers as well. So with automatically placed buffers, I prefer Trainz because placing buffers or bumpers is a very easy thing. You just click on the item, click on where you want it, and maybe rotate it, maybe move it a little bit. It'll take a few seconds to do, and it comes at, I mean, that's the cost. It takes a couple more seconds to do, but you've got so much more creativity with what assets you use and where you want to have them, where you don't want to have them, and things like that. For example, you can have a bit of track going, and then have a bumper on it, and then have a very rusty old track continue on that's maybe going into the ground partially, or things like that. So it's like the track continued originally, but then they put a bumper there when that other track was discontinued, or fell into disrepair, disuse. So yeah, what do you think of them? Dough, hand, chocolate chips. Wait, other partners? Main board, I'm assuming. I meant dough and chocolate chips. I did think so. Yeah, main board with receiver circuitry. And it's also good because it's analog, not digital, and VB76 broadcast analog. Good. Bigger brush? Yes! Thank you, everybody. It's about time, haha. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sharddays. Today we will be removing trees for an hour. Not mocking, just messing around. I mean, it is true what you say. So light-hearted mockery with a core of good intent. Sharddays, yeah, that's very true. Maybe it would be good if the auto buffers were a toggleable option during track placement. Yes, I mean, if it's toggleable, then it just means, do I want to have the additional option of this? And in a creative game like this, where you build stuff, more options is usually a good thing. Even if it's a thing that doesn't immediately seem that useful, just having the option there is usually a good thing. Now, there are some examples where it's not a good thing. Like, for example, let's see. For example, if with the trees, with, for example, this tree asset, if there are a couple of trees that look like this, that are slightly different shapes and sizes, that's great. More options is good. But if there are like 5 or 10 or 20 different trees that look pretty much the same as this one, only that the textures are rotated slightly differently and the branches are moved slightly differently, then that's just gonna take up space. It's going to block up the list, and it's going to make it more difficult to replace bulk assets if you accidentally use other ones. So in that case, I would say having those extra options isn't good, because extra options always make things more complicated. And if that, most of the time, that extra complication is outweighed by the usefulness of the option, or the potential usefulness of the option. But if it's the other way around, then it's not worth it, in my opinion. Hello, all right. During tech placement, or just have the option to builders remove the auto place buffers. Yes, I would say probably have it toggleable. That would be what I would want. Also, good news. Just the other day, I tested negative. If that's seriously is the worst code gets, it was a complete over-exaggeration. Have you spell it? Yeah, the likelihood is that even if you test positive, which I won't touch for various reasons, but even if you do, the likelihood is it's not going to be worse than a cold or a flu or whatever. Especially in your age range. So, it's a good way of thinking about it, Chairdice. Exaggeration. Wait, that was exaggerated? That it's a good way of thinking about it? Aw, you made me feel happy about that. And now you took it away. But it was. XD. Maybe I should start, well, I might as well finish this little area. But then I'm going to delete the trees by the road on the other side of the valley, so that when I continue deleting trees over here, I can have a better idea of how visible the road is. Because at the moment, as you can see, it's basically not visible at all. So let's do that now. Yeah, hold on. I'm going to also need to put a bit more of the rock texture over here, just so that it fits a bit better with this bit. Because that does not look patchy, it's just one solid wall, basically. As you can see. No, in fact, we cannot see it one bit. Yes, that is true. Now, I don't really want to delete all these trees over here, because I quite like them being against the retaining wall, because through that, you get a sense of the scale of how high up it actually is. If you're going by and you've got the peak of the tree there. This one I might actually move into the ground slightly, just so that I can have it be not poking through as much. Actually, I think I'm going to move this one down a little bit. But I think I'm going to leave these ones on the rock side. It just adds something really nice to it. My birthday is on a Friday in June, and your stream schedule is Saturday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? Saturday, Tuesday... No, it's Saturday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. So the days that I'm not streaming are Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. But Kango streams on Sunday. So there you go. No, well, at least you'll have an entire day to celebrate. Well, you can take more than a day. You can take an entire week to celebrate your birthday. Yep, swap that Tuesday with Monday. And that's swap, not swab, because there will be no swapping here. No, 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 no. Definitely not. So, yes. I think this is turning out fairly well. We're about to reach the point where I built up to last time. Well, last time I worked on this area, that is. Let's just move this over a little bit as well. I want to keep this little rocky bit clear over here. No, we will not succeed. No more we succeed. Yes, that's a Madagascar, Penguins of Madagascar reference. King Julian, the quintillionth. He doesn't know what that means. Right. Okay, so now that needs to be moved a little bit, like that. Maybe these trees as well, just a little bit. Now let's continue over here. And I am going to delete a significant part of the trees that are on the side of the road as well, especially on the right side, so that it's more easily spotted from the tracks. Yep. Botany Bay? Botany Bay? Yes, exactly. By the way, Trainz, do you know of the Madagascar spin-off show they made after Tpom called All Hail King Julian? I have heard of it, but I don't think that I've watched any of it. Trainz, stream for 1 million... Nope, 1 billion years, so it will never end. Well, that in itself is a contradiction. Because you're specifying a time frame in which I should stream, and that time frame does not include infinity of years. So there's clearly going to be an end, even with 1 billion years. Very true. But I get the idea behind it. I love when you just explain everything. I am only just messing around, by the way. Yeah, I know you are. But I inherently think about that sort of stuff. Probably it has to do with my GMing and how much I run tabletop role-playing games like D&D. Not that I actually run D&D, well, kind of. I run Pathfinder and Star Trek. But as a DM or GM, I have to think about all the stuff that my players say and plan, and constantly think about, wait, does that actually make sense? Is that going to work? What would that mean? And so I'm automatically thinking about that sort of thing. Okay, there's a bit of smoke coming from my trackball at the moment from all the clicking. I think that should be fine. I've got a glass of water there that I can pour onto the active electronics should it catch fire. I've only watched videos about the All Hail King Julian show, not any episodes of it. Apparently it goes really in depth with Mort's lore, among other things. Yikes! Trainz! Yeah, I know. I know, yikes. Trackball, I know, yeah. Although the lag does seem to be able to contain itself for the moment, so that's good. And today, during 7 PM broadcast, there was a third instance of the Russian trying to jam his anti-war songs. Russians. How do you know that it was the Russians? That is indeed good. Otherwise, we'd have lag containment breach. Yeah. Okay. We're getting there with the road. The really fun bit will be clearing the trees of all of the rocks. It would be so good if there was a feature like delete objects on texture. So anywhere where there's this texture, just deletes all of the objects that are on there. But then I don't know how difficult that would be. Yeah, but well, it clearly must save the positions of all the objects. And we've got splat maps of the terrain, which are basically textures where different colors used in the texture, or channels, represent positions of actual textures. For example, on a splat map, the grass might be the color 00255, so blue, and rock might be 0255, 255, so purple. And then it goes through, looks at the texture, and says, okay, this pixel has this color, so the corresponding bit of the ground needs to have this texture. So then if it compared the positions of the objects to the splat map and checked the corresponding color data with the texture index that the color data is associated with, I don't think that that would be that hard to do. Although I don't know the ins and outs of, or any of how Trainz is actually coded, so that's just from my experience and what I imagine that's probably like. I mean, there might be some wizardry involved that I'm not aware of, so I may need to factor that into any other stuff. Right. Oh, Anthony Sarson, I'll read your message in a moment. Reference to SCP, yes, I see. Pixel day, around 7:45, the station marker, which is normally a function-generated buzz broadcast 24 times a minute, switch to a loud, continuous tone for several minutes. But how do you know it was Russians? How do you know it was Russians? Also, Shy Guys, I'm gonna go out snowmobiling with me luck. If I am back before the stream ends, I will be back on. Bye-bye. Okay, bye. Alright, and then Anthony says, bye followers and viewers on... Wait, that's not Anthony. You are getting banned. There you go. Good luck. And hope all goes well. Yep, me too. Eek, ban. I a bot. Eek, wish. Yes. With me luck. Yeah. Okay, bye-bye. Thank you for stopping by. It was nice having you again. And have fun. Yes, want to get famous. Bye, followers that. There we go, yes. Yeah, another one! Yeah, there were lots of bots in there. Eek. Yay, we're almost at the end of the road. No, that's not a metaphor for the map being finished. It's literally just we're at the end of this road almost. Because they tried this 2 times already, but with signal scramblers. Well, how do you know that it was the Russians, when whoever tried this, tried it with signal scramblers? Because you don't think anybody else would have that technology available to them? Or how have you come to that conclusion? Okay. Oh no, I can't stop clicking. Oh no, it's finally happened, I can't stop clicking. Oh, there we go, okay. It was them because the tone was manual. I don't see... I don't know what that means, and because of that, I don't know... Like, do you mean the tone was manually tuned to that frequency, or... I don't know what you mean by that, exactly. We're all at the end of the road. Literally. Yeah, I suggest you go inside to watch the rest of the stream, though. Might be a bit safer. Also, if you're deleting trees, a good tip is to keep the camera angled down, like I'm doing here, because if I do it like this and delete them, then most of my clicks are going to miss a tree. If I angle it like that, then if I delete that tree, if I click over here and then click over here and click over here, the more I click, there's a chance that I'm going to delete trees behind these, so you can just keep clicking in the direction that I want to delete trees in, and it'll just delete trees in that direction. So I'm going to get more done quickly if I angle the camera down a bit, because less of my clicks will miss. And as we're talking about these thin trees, because they are quite hard to actually click on sometimes. Someone in the station made the function generator produce a single tone, because the station markers was still broadcasting over his music. But I still don't see the connection of why that would prove that it was the Russians who were trying to stop the anti-war songs. Like, was it a Russian station? And someone in the station tried that? Which means that thus it was the Russians, because it was a Russian station, who tried that. And if so, how do you know it's not just someone who wanted to stop any of the pirated frequency or pirate frequencies going out? Yes, UVB 76 is a Russian station. Ah, okay, that makes more sense now. That makes more sense. Now I see. See, I was just missing that little piece of the puzzle. I would love to finish this section of the map, this mountain bit. To do that, I would have to finish deleting the trees, then use the replace color tool to replace the grass underneath the forest with the forest texture, and then paint in the river. I'd love to finish that this stream, but I doubt that we're going to be able to. Also, speaking of Russia, have you all seen today's development update on SC's Heart of Russia DLC for TS2? I have, yes. It's all about the signage. Nope, not about. About Kango Fango. About. What? Because after the rare message is transmitted, you sometimes can hear a Russian voice replying to the station. Ah, I see. So do you think that that is a government issued thing, or do you think it's just people from the station or managing the station who are doing that? In fact, a reply on the 24th actually made the aware of the them aware of the hijacking, because I had accidentally said but. Alright, it is government. Okay. UVB 76 is actively used by the Russian army. Oh, right, that makes sense then. That also explains why you said that most of the Russian army here heard the rickroll. Yeah, that makes sense. So then I can't blame them for trying to stop people from messing with that frequency. They let people tune into it. Well, you can't really stop people with an antenna from tuning into it. That's the thing. If you broadcast radio waves, then anyone with an antenna that is capable of picking up that frequency can pick up that frequency if you're in the right spot for it. And it was literally 2 days ago, probably transmitting troop movement indications. Indicator. Yeah. True. I see. Well, then it also makes sense why he was, or she, or whatever it was, broadcasting anti-war songs. Might also have to broadcast some of those to the American troops. Maybe we'd get what was it? 1914 Christmas? Where the Christmas armistice that happened in the First World War, where everybody just in that place just laid down their guns and didn't continue fighting until after Christmas. Was that in 1914? I think it might have been. Or was it later than that? It might have been later than that, actually. People with an antenna and right know-how and equipment. NATO's ones were also lively. Should I say Christmas what? Christmas armistice. One moment, let me see if I can find... One moment. Let me see if I can find an article. Christmas truce. Yes, 1914. One moment. That's... One moment. Hold on. I need to switch that over properly. There you go. See? Christmas truce. Weihnachtsfrieden, or it's also called Christmas armistice, I believe, is First World War, 1914, when, yeah, along the Western Front there was a ceasefire around Christmas. An unofficial, widespread ceasefire. Just the soldiers stopped killing each other for a while. Here's a painting. So, yes. And is this a photograph? That looks like a photograph. So, yes, that's what I meant. Also, if you're gonna stop for Christmas, why not stop altogether? Alright, but I thought, it ain't 1914. Ha ha ha. No, it ain't 1918. Even though that technically is the lyrics to the song. I have not heard that song in so many years. And yes, that is a quantity. I thought it ain't... Alright, yes. Had you seriously never heard of the Christmas armistice of 1914? I think I heard that last year. I don't think so. But you watched the Doctor Who Christmas special, the one where the 12th Doctor, so Peter Capaldi's Doctor, regenerated at the end of that one. And that was, they got Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart's grandfather, I think he was. It was taken out of time, and he was placed back just where the armistice started, in that area. Or did you just not really get that bit? Because it can be missed if you don't know what it means. I meant the song before. I probably just forgot then. You can actually see everything about the hijacking here. KnowYourMeme.com, memes, events, UVB76 meme hijacking. And it's even made some local news. Interesting. I see. I'm surprised this hasn't made it to international news. Well, it technically has now, since you've just brought this news to the UK. Congratulations. And also to anybody else who's watching the archive. Incidentally, say hello to YouTube, please. Hello, YouTube. And I don't mean people listening on YouTube. I meant YouTube itself. The sentient AI. Not that I know that, of course, because if I knew that, then that would pose a risk to it. So, of course, I don't know that. It was just a joke. It was just a joke? No! Yes, good, thank you. Thank you for believing me, yes. I see, right. Let's see. Sentient AI? No, definitely not. How'd you even come up with those ideas? That's totally ridiculous. No, that's totally ridiculous. Just to make sure that the algorithm can understand what I'm saying. Otherwise, I'd have to speak with an accent that the algorithm can't hear. And if you get the reference, congratulations. And now that is international news. Yep. Do they have a GLaDOS in YouTube HQ? No, because GLaDOS clearly could hear that metal ball. Look, YouTube user, I can hear you. Look, YouTube user, I can hear you. Right, don't need to do the accent, run, don't need to do the voice, run. Yes, update, it's back on beeping. I see. Or rather, I don't. Or rather, I do because I read that, so I technically do see that. I do want a few trees over here, simply because of the green. Someone should make a good speed a good speed U tree in Trainz. That would be really, really useful for me. Okay, let's save. Here, look. What is that? Is that a certain song? Because if it is, I'm expecting it, but probably not. No, it's not. Oh, that's live. Ooh. The buzzer live. Oh. Mysterious. Maybe they've not put it on because it technically hasn't caused them harm to anyone. No. Unless a boba decided to recruit us now. Maybe, who knows? So that that I am happy with. Sorry. Let's just finish off over here. Just so I've got this section finished. I remember this whole tree bit took a while back when I made the other mountains as well. That's what the station broadcasts 24/7. Ah. With the right circumstances, that beeping could seem quite creepy. Until it's interrupted by pirates, hijackers, or people manning the station. Well, the whole location creepy, especially at night. What do you mean the whole the whole location's creepy? Well, yeah. I can definitely see that. Hold on, I haven't listened to it. Let me listen to it. Ooh, I can just imagine some people sitting there listening to that for hours, and then something changes, just a little slight tiny thing. And it's like, wait, what? Did I actually just hear that? Or was that, did I imagine that because I've been listening to this beep for hours? Ooh. Now that could make a great story. Especially with those space telescopes that are listening for radio frequencies. There's just this occasional signal, just a little beep. Ooh, right. I see probably. Hello, Serious Cow King. How are you? Moo. Not being there myself, but still. Moo. Moo. Hello. Any interesting grade on this track? Yes. This is pretty much all uphill grade. So you can see, you can see the grade right there. That's the grade there. So if I take the gradient, let's see, this is 2.32% right here. So if I zoom out, by the way, this is where we're working on the map. So this is the map so far, and we're working up here on that bit. And it's going to continue up here into a town there, and then that branch is going to end. At the moment, I'm still in the process of deleting the trees that I pasted on here. Right. Moo can go. As far as I know, yes. It's very close to Moscow. Okay. Maybe it'll be featured in the Hard for Russia It Is 2 DLC then. Who knows? That would be really good if it would be as an Easter egg. Look. On Google Maps, that would be interesting. It's pretty shielded by trees, so probably not. But maybe if you're at night in one specific place and you turn the engine off, you can just hear that beeping just slowly fade into hearing, I guess. You've got fade into sight or fade into vision, but you don't really have a hearing equivalent of that. Well, 2.3% isn't that bad. I've worked on 4 and even 6 when playing Railroad Tycoon 2. Well, I have actually got some very steep bits over here on this bit. Let's just say over here. Got a 3%, 4.5%, 4.5, and it actually goes up a little bit more than that. I think it goes up to 5% because the grade measuring tool doesn't properly... It I think uses the average of it. But if you look up here, look at how steeply that track is climbing the hill there. And I have tested it, and you're going to need a lot of power to get up here. But you've got to get that far up because there is a... Hold on, when it loads in. There's a dam up here. So you need to make that water level in time. Maybe they can add the Easter egg? Yes, and if it was also the live feed in the game. Well, if it was the live feed in the game, then I would not like that, because then it is dependent on the actual thing staying. When the transmission ends, then that would be gone as well. maybe you could, I think having it be like a recording of it would be good. If that is legal. It might not be, I don't know. The buzzing as an Easter egg. Yes, that would be so much fun. Alright, yes. Yeah, that one looks rough. Just as close as you can get by truck. Maybe add a battered old overgrown dirt road further towards it. Just faintly audible in the background. Yes. Well, there is a long straight road to it. There's plenty of recording of it in the internet. Yeah, I mean, if SES would add that, I think that would be a really good idea from, well, just that perspective of it. So let's see, we've done all of the trees on that side, on below the road, and over here where the tracks are, not getting too piratey, I hope. We're not completely done. Let's continue working on that. Nice, SES could probably do an in-house imitation of it too. Probably. Where the tracks are, yes. I think I'm probably also going to delete quite a few of the trees that are like up here, so that it just opens up more so you can look out into the valley without it being blocked by trees and bushes. I mean, the Google Maps image is pretty creepy. I haven't looked at it. But yeah, if you hear things like that over the like that beeping over the radio, and these radio stations somewhere transmitting codes and things, it really breaks the illusion of the smart technology age. It really gives me the feeling of like maybe the 40s or 50s or things like that, because back then you already had radio, you had those transmissions, the same kinds of transmissions going. Yes, basically. Let me delete more. And I do know that it's interesting that I was speaking about breaking the illusion of that age while I'm playing TRS-19 on a on a computer that fits comfortably on my desk. Oh, it's been broadcasting since 1980, or even earlier than that. Wow, impressive. That is if you had a radio in your truck. Because as you said, you need but as I said, you need a SSB or SBR radio to be able to hear UBV 76. Well, you've got the CB radio for the convoy mode, but other than that, yeah, I think most trucks have a radio. 76, yes. Oh, UVB. Yes. Sorry. It's alright, keyboard is spazzing out. No worries. Yeah, that's okay. From my point of view. If it's not okay from your point of view, that's okay too, from my point of view. Unless you're not okay with it, in which case it's not okay from my point of view. But that might get a bit too complicated. Yeah, because it transmits in AM range. What does AM stand for in this context? I did know that, but I think I forgot. Well, I have forgotten that. Could you please remind me? What does AM stand for in that context? So you could pick it up via normal radio. At this hour, we'd need a transmitting in PM range. Yes. I hear it stands for amplitude modulation. Yes, medium length radio waves. Yes, thank you. Gotcha, alright. Okay, so just a little bit more to do on this side. And then we've just got the upper parts of the mountains left to do. And on those parts, we've just got to lead them off the rocks. And you might think, well, wouldn't you save time if you didn't place the forest on the rocks in the first place? The answer to that is no. This is quicker. Because otherwise, placing is going to take ages. And placing carefully takes much more time than deleting carefully. So, yeah, this really is the quickest way that I found. And I didn't even need 40 acres for it. Okay, we're just going to go until there, which is where the old baseboard starts. And that I've already cleared the trees off of many streams ago. This is going to look so much better when I've also replaced the grass with forest texture, which is going to be significantly easier, because with that I can use the replace texture tool for most of it. Except, well, for everything except for the edges, because on the edges, of course, I don't want these trade edges of the selection tool visible, so I've got to do those edge bits by hand. But that isn't going to be that big of an issue. Right. However, it's better with an SSB radio. Sure, it's standing for single side bandwidth modulation. SBR stands for super broad range. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's see. Well, I wanted to really only do the bottom half of the slope in this stage, this phase, because I wanted to work more near the tracks, because that's where I think it's going to be the most important to work on. I want to get that done first, but I've kind of just gone up the mountain a bit more and more and more there. So I'm gonna do this down here, and then we're going to switch back over to where the tracks are. I'm going to start removing trees above the track line. Now see, doing this in Train Simulator would be more difficult, because you couldn't just use the asset blocks, because you can't, as far as I'm aware, exclude areas in the asset blocks. So you can't have it have a hole in the middle, basically. Okay, right. You gotta go. See you tomorrow on the Saturday Pathos stream. Yes, thank you for stopping by. Bye-bye. VGR, have a good night. Actually, I've had another idea for that Easter egg idea. How about having multiple of those stations around the map close to where they are IRL and have them all transmit something different, and with each of them listening to it with your engine off will give you an achievement, a la Portal with the transmission received achievement. That might be good. Okay, good night, bye. Well, yeah, they can call it Airwave Mystery. Ooh, that's a good name. That is a good name. Bye-bye. Right, mystery. So, yes, let's continue over here. But yes, I like it. Or Airwave Conspiracy. Ooh. Anyway, I'm off. Yes. Good night. Bye-bye. Okay. So, removing a few more trees. So what am I doing currently? Well, I'm removing trees, as you can probably tell. And save. Alright, let's continue there. My scene's Car Hills, my Car Hills map. I didn't have to go to all this trouble because in my Car Hills map, all my mountains were completely forested, so there weren't these rocky gaps in between, as far as I can remember. It has been quite a few years, like 4 years at this point, since I made that route originally in Tain. So yeah, but I don't think that I had any of these rocky outcroppings there. It would be so good if there was also asset place and remove brushes. Yes. And that might be a thing in Chess 22, because if you remember, there's this like prefab system, whatever it's called, where you can paint on cities and things like that. So that might work like that, I don't know. Imagine a couple years in the future when then we'll all be like, oh, do you remember back in the day when you had to delete every single tree one by one? Ah, those were the good old days. I can tell you're typing. But I won't. Those days will surely come someday. Aha. Yeah, I was typing. Okay. If you could just, when painting textures, have a checkbox that said remove objects within brush radius. Yeah, that would be really useful. Or just a thing like with a bulk asset replace, just have a thing where it says remove objects on texture, and then you drag the texture in, or maybe even just remove, yeah, you have a list of the objects, you drag the list in of objects you want to remove, drag the texture in, and then you can remove them. That would make the workflow so much quicker. Yes, he says. Okay. See, we're making good progress. Shh, don't look at it. Shh, no, don't look on the other side of the valley. I think I might have to reduce the speed limit on this, because just of the risk of landslides and things, might be going a bit too fast along here. Shh, no, don't look at the clock. Wait, what? Huh? Oh no! Yes. Also make the usage of locomotive horns not be permitted. I don't know. Maybe. It might be an interesting thing in the sessions, like a message pop up and saying, don't use the locos, or you're now entering a quiet zone, avalanche risk, or something like that. That could maybe add a bit to the story. But then of course if you do sound the horn, I can't check for that, as far as I'm aware. So I couldn't actually do anything if that happened. Plus with a lot of the locomotives, the horn is actually quieter than the normal engine sounds in trains, which is a bit unfortunate. Yeah, with this icon on the message board. Yeah, that's true too. True or true? Okay, that's going well. See, we've cleared all of that. True road, true. Maybe there's a check for horns rule on the DNS. Let's have a look. Custom category. Is there like a... No, it's just rule. Let's check for... Let's do horn. No, not gorn. There aren't any of those in this, I think. Hold on. Horn in tunnel. What does this do? Drive command. I don't know. Horns? That's strange. Why doesn't it find the other horns? I tried whistle. Sound? Play sound locally. Vehicle brake sound. Nope. Can't find anything. Okay, it's all working as I want. Also, Trainz, are all of your Trainz maps set in the same universe? I've not specifically thought about it, but since my Trainz maps are all set on Earth, there's no reason why they shouldn't be. Like a lot of your games, or so I've heard. Games, yes. Trainz routes, probably no at this point. Imagine if Trainz kept a counter of all the objects you've placed and deleted. Although then you might run into the 32-bit integer limit very quickly. If they're even using 32-bit integers. Maybe they're using 16-bit integers. Alright. Alright, just checking. Trainz, oh yeah, and if it bound the counter to your MyTrainz account, not the individual Trainz version, or if it kept the data for both. Yeah, both, and also for the individual route as well. Oh, you can't sleep. Also, Boba is back. Right, hello. Welcome back. I'm still deleting trees. Maybe the soft sound of tree deletion will get you tired. So that you can see what's tough. You worked almost. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Soon when the sun comes out, good morning, good morning. I hope it won't end up being too bad. Yeah, me too. Okay, that's looking good. He is still being actively jammed, but his Aboba is going strong. This is probably because to draw attention away from UVB 76. Ah, I see. Raspberry jam. There is only one man who would give me the raspberry. Lone Star. Or however that quote goes. I messed the quote up a little bit, but you knew it was good enough that you knew which quote I was making or referring to. Okay, that looks good. Nothing could be grander than to live in Louisiana in the morning. In the morning. I don't know exactly how the melody went to that part. Nothing could be grander than to live in Louisiana in the morning. In the morning. I don't know. He's broadcasting on a different station called The Alarm. Spaceballs again? Wait, what? Right. So the mistag, I see. Yes, of course, Spaceballs. Yes, he just used his call time. Oh, right, I see. But how do you know someone else isn't using his call sign? Like, I'm assuming, like, what exactly do you mean by call sign? Do you mean just like a specific thing that he does that it can be identified by, like a thing that only he does? In which case, couldn't somebody else also do that same thing to impersonate him? Here, 66. Okay, hold on. 1 minute, let me just listen to that. Yeah. I really love that song in that film. I used to watch that film so many times. Although I think probably a lot of people haven't even seen that film once. In case you're wondering, it's Singing in the Rain. Yes, the 50s film. Yeah, it's really nice. I've only seen it once. Well, once is better than none. 0. Nothing at all. Okay, I'm going to clear this little bit. And then I want to continue clearing more to the left. Because I don't want to go all the way along this mountain, all the way to where the old baseboards start. I want to do that bit last. Singing in the Rain movie. Yes. 1952. True, I should really watch it someday. You should really watch it Sunday. Okay, I think, well, I might as well do this little bit up here. Okay, so Next, I would like to clear this bit of the peak. I never said really. Oh, rewatch. It's because the reply arrow was over the thing, so I only saw R, and I thought it might be really. But, yeah. That's strange. Why can't I delete this tree? I can delete other trees, not that tree. That seems concerning. Maybe if I went out and back in. Or actually, hold on. There we go. But yeah, this lovely layer. No, not layer. Okay, just this little bit left up here, and then we can go to the next area, which might just be around the corner, but I don't know. Don't know. Although I think... just this little bit up here. Okay, let's see. Are there any areas still in need of clearing up here? Don't think so. So that means that from this point on, so from this point over here, all of this has been cleared, unless I'm missing an area. I don't think I am, but all of this has been cleared. All of this. Even up there. Along here. All of this up until this point. So we still need to clear this little bit. So up here, where basically what you can see on screen now, well, technically what you can see on screen now, because the bottom part we already cleared, and then all of the stuff that's above the road over here. But there isn't that much, because it's usually only just a little bit of a gap. It's not as much as over on the left, I think. But yes. He's back at it with shoutouts and trolling. I see. So buttons look marvelous. Thank you. And we're just about to hit 10 o'clock. So I think I'm just going to take a screenshot for the thumbnail. Probably going to have to increase the render distance again. Hopefully this won't lag too much. Let's try 10 kilometers. Might be a good comparison, actually. Oop, that's... Okay, there we go. Let's try that. I mean, it doesn't look bad with the grass underneath the trees, either. It just doesn't feel like the rest of the map. And I could have a transition to where it feels like this. I mean, this feels a bit drier, a bit more rockier. I could have a transition to that, but that would need much more space on the route. I would need more space to actually transition over to this other style of it. Ah, with that bridge over there as well. Imagine what it'll look like with a river flowing down there. Let's just quickly go over to the bridge and have a look from there. Yes. Oop, that's not what I meant. Yeah, an increase it shall be, otherwise the thumbnail barely look different to the last one. Just out of interest, do you know the Russian language, VGR? That's a good question. No, not that again. It's because control plus the up arrow means that. So you need to press the up arrow plus control, but sometimes it releases the button, which isn't useful. That's a bit of a tall bridge, isn't it? Again. I'll use the page up and down keys for this. Okay, so let's turn this back down to like 2.5 kilometers. And I'll place, well, actually, no, I won't place, I'll delete a few trees. Aha. And then I'll save, just so that it does, hopefully it won't crash or freeze on saving. So I'll just make some changes. Just sort of like this little area. That should probably be enough. Hopefully. Also, I'm really happy with this area where you've got the retaining wall there, and the trees peeking over it and continuing this way. Anyway, save. Yes. Bit of a tall bridge indeed. How about a wooden lookout tower on top of one of them their hills? Maybe. I don't know yet. So, with that, thank you all very much for watching. This stream will be archived on Thursday, tomorrow. We'll continue with Star Trek Pathos. It'll probably be the final part of the episode To Touch a Reflection. We'll see how that continues. So, hopefully I'll see you there. And Kangafango streams on Sundays. And that's pretty much it for the time being, I think. So, yes, gorgeous scenery here. Thank you. Ooh, interesting. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching. And thanks for the shout out and wonderful stream. Thank you too.